The history of nuclear weapons is the story of how humanity's scientific curiosity turned into its darkest creation. Today, the world lives under the shadow of more than 13,000 nuclear weapons, each capable of destroying humanity in less than an hour. To understand how we reached this terrifying point, we have to go back to the days when the secrets of the atom were first being uncovered. It all began at the end of the 19th century. The discovery of radioactivity by Henri Becquerel, Marie Curie's groundbreaking work on atomic structure, and Ernest Rutherford's model of the nucleus. These milestones laid the scientific foundation for the nuclear age. But the real turning point came in 1938. That's when Otto Hahn and Lise Meitner discovered that a uranium atom could be split, releasing an enormous amount of energy. This process, known as nuclear fission, was the scientific key that unlocked the door to the atomic bomb. With the world plunged into World War II, this scientific discovery quickly turned into the largest secret project in history, the Manhattan Project. The United States, fearing that Germany might develop its own nuclear weapons, gathered over 130,000 scientists, engineers, and military personnel with a single urgent goal: build the atomic bomb first. Under the theoretical leadership of J. Robert Oppenheimer, the project reached its climax on July 16, 1945. In the New Mexico desert, the Trinity test marked the first nuclear explosion in history. A new, terrifying power had been unleashed. Just a few weeks later, the world witnessed the real face of nuclear weapons. The bombs nicknamed Little Boy and Fat Man were dropped on the cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They remain the first and only nuclear bombs ever used in warfare. The end of the war didn't bring peace, but instead a new kind of conflict: the Cold War. The United States and the Soviet Union began a deadly arms race, and their nuclear arsenals grew at an alarming rate. The development of the hydrogen bomb in the 1950s was a critical leap forward. These new thermonuclear weapons were thousands of times more powerful than the bomb that destroyed Hiroshima. Around the same time, another game-changing technology appeared: intercontinental ballistic missiles, or ICBMs. These rockets could travel across continents in mere minutes and obliterate their targets. This capability gave rise to a chilling doctrine known as mutually assured destruction, or MAD. The logic was simple. If one side launched a nuclear attack, the other would retaliate, and both nations would be completely destroyed. This strange, terrifying logic created the invisible balance that has defined the nuclear age ever since. To make their deterrent even more robust, the nuclear powers developed a three-part system starting in the 1960s. This nuclear triad consisted of land-based ICBMs, nuclear-capable long-range bombers, and submarine-launched ballistic missiles, or SLBMs. Nuclear submarines, silently patrolling the depths of the ocean, provided an invisible and guaranteed second strike capability. They ensured that even if a country's land-based missiles were destroyed in a first strike, it could still retaliate from the sea. As the arsenals swelled, the world realized it was on a path to self-destruction. This led to a series of crucial arms control treaties. In 1968, the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty was signed to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons. This was followed by the SALT agreements in the 1970s, the INF Treaty in 1987, and the START treaties in the 1990s. These agreements were remarkably successful, helping to reduce the total number of nuclear warheads from a peak of over 70,000 down to the roughly 13,000 we have today. But here's the frightening part. In the last decade, this framework of treaties has been crumbling. Many of these vital agreements have been suspended, have collapsed, or are simply no longer effective. At the same time, the weapons themselves are becoming even more dangerous. In the modern era, a new technological arms race is underway. Russia, China, and the United States are all developing hypersonic missiles. These weapons can travel at more than 10 times the speed of sound, flying on unpredictable trajectories that make them nearly impossible to intercept. We're also seeing the development of AI-supported targeting systems, smaller, tactical, mini-nuclear warheads designed for battlefield use, and ultra-quiet nuclear submarines that are harder to detect than ever before. All these innovations are making the delicate nuclear balance more complex and more fragile. And today, there are 9 nations that are known to possess nuclear weapons: the United States, Russia, China, France, the United Kingdom, India, Pakistan, Israel, and North Korea. Each of these countries introduces its own set of risks and can escalate regional tensions into a global crisis. One of the most dangerous flashpoints is the border between India and Pakistan. It's considered one of the places where a nuclear conflict could erupt most quickly. North Korea's unpredictable behavior and missile tests constantly raise alarms across the world. And Israel's long-standing policy of nuclear ambiguity, never officially confirming or denying it has these weapons, adds another layer of complexity to the fragile balance in the Middle East. But the danger isn't just about intentional attacks. Throughout history, the world has come terrifyingly close to accidental nuclear war. There have been instances of false radar signals, computer glitches, and misinterpreted military exercises that almost triggered a full-scale nuclear exchange. In our hyper-connected, high-speed world, a single false alarm could still trigger a chain reaction that kills billions of people within an hour. When you put all of this together, you see the great paradox of our time. On one hand, nuclear weapons seem to prevent major wars between great powers, acting as a terrifying deterrent shield. On the other hand, the ever-present possibility of an error, a miscalculation, or an uncontrolled technological breakthrough could trigger global destruction at any moment. Humanity has created the most powerful weapons in history, but in doing so, we have locked ourselves into the most fragile balance ever known. This invisible chess game being played between nuclear powers has the potential to reshape our planet in an instant. This leads to the ultimate question: does this terrifying balance truly protect us, or is it just delaying an inevitable catastrophe? Thanks for watching. If you found this video thought-provoking, please like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the forces that shape our world.